we give people handouts, lazy ones will take advantage of the system. That's the point. Why does this bother people so much? I want everyone to have their basic needs covered so that motivated people can actually build what they want to. I want the person who doesn't care about their job out of my workplace. People would still take on extra work to pay for the extra garbage society makes them think that they need. So yes, I want an artist to not worry about food. I want parents to spend more time with their kids. I want homeless people to be housed. That's not laziness. That's freedom.
Wow. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, she went off. And we're talking about universal basic income today and pretty much what people believe is to come in the future. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. We're getting a lot of love on this channel. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. But Elon Musk actually has a little bit of an input. But that first one, wow, a lot of shots were fired. A lot of shots. Let's go ahead and keep going.
And ultimately, working will be optional because you'll have robots plus AI, and we'll have, in a benign scenario, universal high income, not just universal basic income, universal high income.
Now, how many people think that that's actually gonna happen? I don't know. I don't see it in the future. High income, like what's high income? Like over six figures? Because like how long do you have to have made high income to qualify? That's a good question. That's a good question. Let's keep going though.
Meaning anyone can have any products or services that they want. There will be a lot of trauma and disruption along the way.
What about meaning for those people, which gets really weird? That's an individual problem.
That is a
right?
problem.
But it's going to be an individual problem for millions of people. Your day can now be exploring your interests, doing things that you actually enjoy doing, your purpose.
So the whole entire engineering of what we were told is purpose, 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 then all of a sudden just gets crushed by saying, hey, here's some money, do what you want to do. We'll look into a study that they did, but that sounds like a lot of money printing. A lot. I don't know.
Just has to shift. Instead of, you know, I'm a hard worker and this is what I do and that's how I define myself. No, now you can fucking golf all day. You know, you can, whatever it is that you enjoy doing can now be your main pursuit.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds crazy good.
It sounds too good to be true, but as we'll see, there was actually a study that was done with poor people. So stick around for that. I have it here ready for us to read here later.
Yeah, that's the benign scenario that we should be aiming for.
The best ending to the movie is actually pretty good.
You know, like so hopefully they can find meaning in ways that are that's not derived from their work.
While we're at it, I don't think we should be paying for food at all. Think the thing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, what? Why are we even paying for food? Dude, come on. Paying for food? The bare necessities? Dude, we shouldn't even pay for... If we want pineapples, it should be absolutely free. Disregard the fact that it doesn't even grow hardly ever here close by in the Midwest. So to export it from a tropical place such as down south to a colder place up north, and the whole entire effort that it takes to get to the store brought down by workers, it should be completely free. 100%. Makes sense.
That are inherent to survival should be free. Our food and our housing and our healthcare.
Free money. I know, it sounds great. But with AI changing jobs, it could be something that we have to think about. And what people are talking about is a universal basic income.
So everyone is entitled to get it. And usually it's at a rate that would allow someone to live at least a basic, decent life.
Maybe to have a bit more time at the pub to spend time with friends. The regular obligation-free payment could provide the safety net we need when AI takes off.
People are going to lose their jobs and we're going to have to find a way through the transition.
If we could have a universal basic income, it's a bet that you know, we can provide meaningful lives to all our citizens.
This guy thinks it's...
And he points out Elon Musk, but like, it's going to, exactly like Elon Musk said, it's going to disrupt a lot of people and their identity. Big time. Like just the fact of having to gear your mind from hard working, like some people, I'm grinding, right? But what if I'm making, they just hand over and say, hey, what you're making right now at your job, you don't have to do it. Here's how much it's going to be for you. Like, then it incentivize people to even work. And I can see that it's, good in some circumstances, but at the same time, it's pretty bad. I don't even know. I don't know. There's not like the goods. Where are you going to buy your goods? And it's just weird. It's a very weird system.
Inevitable.
I don't think we're going to have a choice.
And we have a recent example of why we might need it.
Shutting down. Victoria closes all pubs, clubs and gyms while police set up a new coronavirus task force.
When COVID forced people
my
to stay at
goodness.
home, between 3.6 million and 4 million people were supported by the JobKeeper payment. A further 2.2 million who received some form of welfare essentially had their income doubled by the coronavirus supplement.
It proved that we could do it because we actually did it.
It cost
That was the
huge
test,
amount,
baby.
Nearly $110 billion over.
And that was the test. That was the absolute test to see how can we get a group of people into one location and or across the board to get on one accord. Now, some people took the pokey poke, whatever your identity is with that, it is what it is. But the time has passed, and we could see that the repercussions of the choices that many people have followed along with, it's been catastrophic. I was an essential worker. I was out there, and I was, locked away, but still working. Like everybody else was like, oh, I'm at home. They're giving me money. I'm just sitting here like, I still show up to work. So nothing of my day-to-day really changed other than I had to lock the door. That was it. But let's keep going.
For almost 2 years, but it helped keep society going. There have been more than 160 global studies of UBI in recent decades, involving varying amounts of money.
The biggest one is actually Give Directly in Kenya. That's going on for 12 years, and it's working with 20,000 Kenyans over 200 villages.
But the research on
So this is some research that they used, and this is basically a UK version of it. We're going to see a Sam Altman, who is the CEO of ChatGPT, I believe. So I'm pretty sure. But he did his own research, I think, about a year ago. We'll take a look into it, and man, it's it's interesting. It's interesting.
UBI doesn't convince everyone.
What we're not looking at is the costs and the downsides that would come from spending hundreds of billions of dollars.
Woo!
The UK government are currently drawing up plans for a universal basic income.
Because it's different in the UK. UK is, in some spots in the UK, it's like that. You got people just sitting around drinking wine, eating bread, cheese, and they're like, that's it. That's their day to day. A lot of people go over there and they're like, man, what the heck? There's a lot of people out. I ain't got a job.
Become a UBI, and this will be unconditional, and it will be for every single one of us. And this comes in light of Amazon recently announcing that they are cutting 14,000 jobs.
This was
due
a
to
week
the
ago.
advancements of AI and robotics. And Amazon have made it very clear that they will be announcing many, many more jobs to be cut in the very near future. And that they expect many other firms to follow suit. Now, the government are going...
Now, a lot of people might have this kind of attitude right here.
I'm going to do my own thing.
You might want to do your own thing, right? You might want to take this money, do your own thing that you ever wanted to do, but then all of a sudden it gets replaced by robotics. It's a very interesting time that Gen Alpha, Gen Z, and millennials, young millennials have to live through. It's a very interesting time, but we'll skip over this because he kind of reiterates what we already know. Let's get into the article. So we're going to read this article that I have up here. This is by CBS News. This actually was released in July 23rd, 2024. We have a beaver doing something in a commercial. But this is by Megan Cruro. I'm sorry. A recent study on basic income backed by OpenAI founder Sam Altman, which is ChatGPT, shows that giving low-income people guaranteed paydays with no strings attached can lead to their working slightly less, affording them more leisure time. The study, which is one of the largest and most comprehensive of its kind, examined the impact of guaranteed income on recipients, health, spending, employment, ability to relocate, and other facets of their lives. Altman first announced his desire to fund the study in 2016 blog post on startup accelerator Y Combinator site. Some of the questions he set out to answer about how people behave when they're given free cash include: do people sit around and play video games, or do they create new things? Are people happy and fulfilled, according to the post? Altman, whose OpenAI is beyond generative text tool ChatGPT, I was correct, which threatens to take away some jobs, said in the blog post that he thinks technology eliminates of traditional jobs could make universal basic income necessary in the future. So he put out the cash, and the results was pretty much we observed moderate decreases in labor supply. So this is over time. I'm trying to find the results. There's an uptick in hospitalization. So in a gist, from what I read, it's not good. It's not good. The results did not come back good. They did not improve. And so regardless of this is the way that we're going to go, the results did not seem favorable by using this money in trying to get it ahead, which is quite sad. Anyway, you guys can check it out. I have the link in the description below. Oh, wrong one. We'll actually close this out. We're going to check out this next video here that I found on YouTube explaining what UBI is. So let's check it out.
The concept where every individual receives a set amount of money regularly without any conditions. This income offers numerous benefits. Guaranteed income. Universal basic income ensures income security, especially as technology increasingly replaces traditional jobs. Boosts jobs and the economy. By putting more purchasing power in people's hands, universal basic income stimulates economic activity. Reduces poverty and homelessness. Providing a steady, unconditional income helps prevent poverty or homelessness. Improves security. With basic needs met, fewer people would resort to theft or crime for survival. Reduces gender inequality. Universal basic income lessens financial dependency, particularly reducing women's reliance on men for survival. Improves health. It enables people to afford better food and healthcare, reducing stress, anxiety, and depression. Supports education. Universal basic income helps young adults stay in school longer and decreases dropout rates among children. Improves retirement. It provides
You're already retired.
stable income, allowing them to live with dignity in their later years. However, implementing universal basic income under the current monetary system presents significant challenges, such as migration pressures. People may move to countries with more generous universal basic income programs.
Wow.
Financial burden. Funding universal basic income could strain the economy by requiring large sums of money that don't currently exist.
Wow.
To address these issues, a new currency could be created. One
Bitcoin.
that is independent of human trust and based on basic human needs. Water, a fundamental element of life, could serve as the basis for this currency. Since drinkable water is universally accessible and crucial for survival, a currency tied to its value would be stable and inflation resistant. For instance, a basic meal globally costs about...
Well, that kind of went off the rails at the end, but that's the gist of it. You get paid pretty much what we already did during the mask era back in 2019, 2020, and 2021. And seems to be talked about quite a lot, not as much as it should be covered, as a lot of people are distracted by the SNAP, the WIC, the problems that we're having. But all of this is just a test to see exactly what will happen. Instead of giving people SNAP, WIC, or something like that, why don't we just, start up of this, universal basic income, instead of, having these programs that have a select few? Why don't we just have people that make about $40,000 or $30,000 on down in one household, give them the money that they need in order to survive without, having to cut their jobs and having them pull out unemployment if they had actually bought into it. a lot of this is kind of worrisome, to be honest, because it does de-incentivize somebody that is a go-getter, a hustler. But you can see that when we look at the time of, let's just say, 2019, 2020, there was a huge inflation of new content creators. And so this is probably a good time to start building up, your base of people, which means subscribe to this channel. But, it is very interesting the way that we're going. Do you think it's positive? And let me know. Would you take it? Say, hey, they told you get about $3,000 a month, $4,000 a month, and you don't have to do anything, no work. Would you even go to work? Do you think that your mind is geared to go to work? For me personally, I can't just get money and sit down. I feel like I honestly would get stagnant and I wouldn't be happy with that situation. Now, if I was born in this world and it was an opportunity given, I would probably see life differently. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will catch all of you champs in the next one. Peace.